We did get a new high on the Russell 2000. Let's get to Bob Pisani. Bob?
Great week for small caps there. So the vaccine rally, let's call it that, continues 4-1 advancing to declining stocks. The new wrinkle is tech is playing a little bit here. Some of that damage being repaired. Just take a look at sectors here. Tech on the upside. Energy was in the beginning, now is flattish. Consumer discretionary a little bit. Banks generally are not continuing the rally here. That's a little bit of a disappointment there. China stocks, as you see there, MCHI on the downside. Mega cap tech, okay, fractionally on the upside today, but there's been a lot of damage done this week. So you see them up here. But remember, Amazon's down about 7% this week, maybe 6.5%. Microsoft is still down close to 4% on the week. So a lot of damage here. And so remember the trend here, the overall trend with the rally that we've been seeing around the vaccine, which is small cap generally are outperforming large cap. Value is generally outperforming growth. And you can see this. This is not quite as obvious today, but you can see this on the work of the RSP, which is the equal weight S&P 500. I like to watch that one, and it indicates more advancing than declining stocks overall. When the RSP, the white one, is on top there, that the outperformance also of cyclical and value, and you can see that as well here. As for China tech, rather strange situation. If you look at Hong Kong, rather awful close there in Hong Kong for those big cap tech names. But here in the United States, Alibaba's basically on the flat side. So we're open, they're not. Interesting little arbitrage that's going to happen here. But I think what's important here is what these regulators are trying to do here. We've got a very small number of dominant companies out there. The merchants are forced to choose. You sell on Alibaba, you don't sell on JD.com. You can't use WeChat on Alipay. Maybe the regulators are trying to say you can't have rules, or you should have rules, and you shouldn't be forced to choose. So maybe here they're going to open it up more and encourage competition. I'm trying to look at the bright side on this and not simply say that this is another effort by the Chinese Communist Party to control everything. Finally, spent a good part of the day talking to people about what might happen under a Democrat administration with the financial services industry and the SEC. Gary Gensler, the former head of the CFTC, is in charge of that review group for the Biden transition team on the Federal Reserve and on securities regulators. Talked to a lot of people about this. They all agree under a Biden administration, you'd get more regulation to protect consumers. You'd get aggressive enforcement of those regulations. And interesting, I said, what do you think would be really dominant? I heard an awful lot about expansion and standardization of ESG. That's environmental, social, and governance principles. And Carl, we're talking about, corporate governance. We're talking about climate change. We're talking about worker pay, worker treatment, diversity, healthcare. All of these are social issues that can be sort of pushed into the financial services space. You're going to hear a lot more about ESG, I think, should a Biden administration come into power.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.